So welcome to the One Special Place podcast episode. And today I'm very excited to welcome our guest, Mrs. Niranjana Kumar. Today we'll be talking about dyslexia and its intersection with language disorders. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning, dear.
Thank you for taking our time. And I would like to tell our viewers and listeners that Mrs. Niranjana has a wealth of experience of working with children with disabilities, dyslexia, and she's been an educator since the past 34 years. A majority of her work has been in Sharjah, at DPS Sharjah. She has received various recognitions and commendations for her innovation in teaching mathematics to children with dyslexia and dyscalculia. All right, so let's dive into some more conversation around learning disabilities and dyslexia, ma'am. So, ma'am, let's first start with a basic question. What is dyslexia and how can parents identify at an early age?
Dyslexia is a condition. It's not a disease, or some people they think it's a disease. It's a condition. It's a mental condition of the child. It generally as early as 3 years, you can see something different. You can find your child little different from other children. But actually, the problem can be properly identified and shown to a specialist only at the age of 6.
Right.
So generally, they have a sequential problem. Then they will not be able to tell a rhymes also in a proper order. Then days of the month.
All
those things they generally have. They have poor memory also they have.
Right.
All these you can find that there is something wrong with our child. So as early as 6 years, when you find that your child has got all these problems, it's better to go to a specialist to counsel your child and what level your child can be helped.
Right. So, as a speech language therapist, I've been dealing with children with speech language disorders and delays for a very long time. And we also come across children with learning disabilities and dyslexia. So what we've seen is that if a child has delayed milestones of language, then we should also screen out for dyslexia. And as you mentioned, by 6 years of age, these features get very clear whether a child is showing certain signs. So, ma'am, what are those specific academic features or signs that we can make out?
So the first sign for a dyslexic child is they have difficulty in reading.
Right.
Then their work is also very messy. You can see that they jumble up everything together, and you can see them writing the letters, numbers in a reverse way. Like 9, they will write as P. All those reverse orders, if it continues for a longer time, generally children from 4 years, they tend to write little reverse, because they are going for the first time to school. But after 6 years, it continues, then you can definitely say your child has got some problem. So the first thing is reading and spelling of words.
Right.
So that is the first criteria for a dyslexic child. And reverse writing, sequential memory. Then they can't follow more than one instruction. And some children, even one instruction they can't follow. And you can see their behavior problem also. Because they can't concentrate in the class, they are not able to mingle with other children. You can see that they have behavior problem also.
Right.
All this will definitely, either the teacher can identify in the class if she's a person, you can see that child is little different, or you can see when you have another child at home, or your child is not, playing with other children, you can definitely identify that your child has got definitely little problem.
Right.
And another thing also I can say that all dyslexic children, you can't just identify also because they will look normal.
Yes.
Okay. Some they have only very minute difficulty like reading and writing. Correction can be done, but the condition cannot be changed.
Right.
So you will be teaching them the methods, how you can correct and teach them to correct themselves. That's
right. So, ma'am, we spoke about the features and the signs of identifying dyslexia. Now, I'm sure in your illustrious career, you have seen so many children and you have worked with them. Can you share some stories, some case studies of how you helped children in your classroom and how you collaborated with other professionals? And what are those kids doing? How has the progress been? Anything like that?
Yeah. Actually, I had a child in my class, he was more interested in music. He used to tap for everything in the class, some children used to find it
Okay, tapping like in towards music.
Towards the music.
Okay.
So he was very good in memory, everything he was very good. But when it came to specific subject like maths and all, he had problem in memorizing the tables, all that. Then using his musical skills, I started teaching him tables, and I used the cell phone also, how to memorize the tables, like 7 tables. You can use the mobile pad, that mobile number pad, and teach them 7 tables also. That they found it, he found it very easy also. Then as the thing progressed, I found out that he had interest for music. So I spoke to his mother and they developed him. Now he is one of the leading singer in the in Bombay. He does lots of music programs with many celebrities, everything.
Oh, fantastic!
So, yeah,
so
that's the thing. And you can see some children, they are good, like when you use all the multiple intelligence and all. Some children, they are very good in visual. So I had a child in my class, was in grade 5, So he used to, whatever in visual, something I put up on the board, he was so much interested into visual. So I knew that he is going to get into something visual thing. Later in life, he is in one of the leading companies as a computer person.
Okay,
he does designs things for a company. He's very good in that. So like that, so many children I have mentored, and I could see their blossoming themselves very well. So that's the thing I have seen. I can give you many examples like this.
Very wonderful. So, ma'am talked about different types of intelligence, and that every child is unique in their learning capacity, their capability, and the skills that they are endowed with. And especially children with autism, ma'am, whom we deal with a lot through one special place, most of them are visual learners. So I'm sure parents can take this from the conversation we had, that we must identify the type of intelligence a child has and then build upon using the same skills.
Yeah, even some children, they are naturalistic. So you just take them to the garden or somewhere, take a walk or something, or you give them some stones there. They mark something on that and learn that way also.
Right.
And I usually take them down to the garden area, make them sit under the tree, like in the olden days, teach them maths or which is around them, identifying what is around you, the maths, the nature, which helps you.
Yes.
So that definitely helps them a lot. So that also you can find out how many children learn through the nature also.
Fantastic. I think these are some very fresh ideas. Great. So I'm in conversation with Mrs. Niranjana Kumar, and we have a fantastic morning today. We're learning about dyslexia and its intersection with language delays and disorders. And now comes the most interesting part of today's conversation. We would like to learn a few strategies and intervention tips that you have used for children with dyslexia to teach them mathematics and language. So ma'am, please, we would like to know a bit more about what's worked for you.
Yeah. See now, at the early age, like grade 2 and 3, they are generally confused about certain concepts in maths. So I created a boy to act as a mathoman.
Okay.
So, in that, I explain to them how we see mathematics in our day-to-day life. Like, early morning, the child gets up, sees the clock, then gets into the bus, and then comes to the school, and they climb up the step, down the step, go to the assembly, and then going for different activities during the day, and the time interval of each period, and a break period, everything. So this all involves maths around us.
Yes.
So that is what first thing I started with them. Then every day they used to talk about maths around them. So today, ma'am, we saw this, today we saw that.
Yes.
So that is how first thing I started. Then I created a maths lab where I was working in Sharjah in DPS. I created a maths lab. And I had lots of activities in the lab.
Right.
Okay, like we used to teach with real life situations, what it is, how to deal. So like suppose addition of tens, we used to keep bundle of tens and we used to teach them how it is, and followed by a worksheet in the thing. Later we used lot of pictures and videos, everything to follow up that thing. So any new concept we are starting, we always start in the maths lab.
Okay.
Like for example, suppose we are starting fractions. We make a pizza party for the whole sections of classes and teach them how each thing, like cutting, how we cut this portion fourth. So when you take out, it's 1/4. So actually when the children are able to, feel it, then they are able to identify and do. So that is the maths lab helped us a lot. Later in our school, we started something called as Mathematician Day.
Oh, Mathematician
Day.
sounds interesting.
Yeah. So, how you can connect maths with all the subjects. For example, we know maths, it connects with maths. Like English was English subject also. We connected maths with English. Like, how many words you can find, that all the count of words. We used to give them a big word, and from that they will find out multiple small words from that, like 2-letter words, 3-letter words. Social studies, the years, suppose when the World War has happened, all those numbers, everything, that also goes. Music, that number, tapping music number, even that. So that was one of the biggest achievement we had there,
Wow.
how we can connect even yoga, so many subjects, all subjects is connected with maths.
Nice. Wonderful.
Wonderful. So they learned maths through all the subjects also. We have taught them. So then other than that, I have used even for fractions some Smarties, which here we call it as gems.
Yes.
Like different colors, we segregate. Suppose there are 30 Smarties in a box, we segregate the colors.
Right.
And then, we tell 7 out of 30 are blue. So many are there. When we add all the fractions together, we get 1 gold. Because it's a very complicated thing, we used to teach them. And we also used to have a maths bazaar also we used to have.
Oh, wow.
It was right from grade 1 we had. So the children, generally they have the difficulty in handling money.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to make make a bazaar. The children used to have a pencil, eraser, which all they require. We create a market and one book stall, food stall, everything. And at a minimum rate we used to put. They used to handle money, and 2 children used to handle the accounts.
Wow.
So through that also they used to learn everything. So the day-to-day life, how they can handle, because that's a very important concept in day-to-day life. So we used to do that also, Maths Bazaar also, we have done also. And even new subjects like division and all, it's a very new concept. So we used to, when we are introducing, we used to play games like Fire on the Mountain.
Wow.
Okay. Fire on the Mountain, suppose the class has got 30 children. So we'll say first the easier one, like what maths is all about, equal distribution and grouping. So that is very difficult for them to get into their head. So in a play way, you teach them, it registers very fast in their mind.
Right.
So what we do is we play Fire on the Mountain, which we are aware. Otherwise, we explain to them what it is. So we play the music, and then when we say groups of 5, they make into groups. So now 30, when you make into groups of 5, how many groups are formed? There are 6 groups. So they learn this number divided by 5 is 6. Okay. The next game we used to play with the Fire on the Mountain, we give them groups of 4. Okay, then they'll make 7 groups. Then what is remaining is the remainder. This, if you teach them this way and you make them register in their book, they learn that concept well.
Yes.
So for each and everything like money, time, everything you play games like this, it really helps them a lot.
Very nice.
That is what we have done in a fun way.
This is so amazing. I wish I had a maths teacher like that. So probably my inclination towards mathematics would have been very different. I think
one more thing also, everything in maths or any subject you connect it to the real life, they learn faster, because they can connect the things surrounding according to them, Even when you're showing some examples, what is available in the class also you can show. Like pencils, group of pencils, all that, it goes into their head very fast. And one more thing, I want to finish it off also. Children, they always find difficulty in story problems.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not only with dyslexic children, all children, they find it, initial stage, when they are in grade 2, 3, they find it. So what we used to do is, first thing when we introduce addition, subtraction, all this, first thing what we do is tell them a story, they listen to the story, and then they draw pictures along with it. So if it is an addition story, we give 5 birds are sitting in this first tree, 5 birds in the other tree. Then we'll ask them the total number of birds in that tree. Same way, for subtraction also we used to tell 10 birds are flying on the thing. Simple drawing only we teach them, not a complicated one. 3 flew away, we'll ask them to circle. The rest will be the thing. Subtraction we teach them. So this is how. So once it comes to the statement problem, there are steps which are called as cubs. Cubs means C for circle, U for underline, B for bracket, and S for solving.
Wow.
Okay, so first thing, circling the numbers. So we'll tell the children, write the statement, write the question, circle the numbers. Next is bracket the keywords. Okay, underline the keywords. Bracket the question. What is the question? How many more? What it is there? That word, keyword, you have to bracket it. Finally, bring it down. See the first sentence, write the statement, and then start solving them. So in there only, when they are bracketing that question, they put whether it is addition or subtraction. Usually start with the less complicated ones. They will understand. Once they get into that, give them little more complicated. So that will definitely help them in their long process.
Fantastic. I think you can see the spark in the eyes of a teacher who's really worked so hard to make sure that the children in her class excel and understand what is being taught. Thank you so much for sharing such wonderful strategies on mathematics for that can help children with dyslexia. And as you know, that dyslexia is a type of a learning disability, and it has roots in the way a child acquires language and learns to comprehend and communicate effectively. So it's been a wonderful conversation with Mrs. Niranjana Kumar, who has an illustrious career of over 34 years working with children with dyslexia, teaching them mathematics and making them understand that maths is actually a life skill. So
Yes.
I extend my deep gratitude, heartfelt thank you to you, ma'am, for sharing your expert knowledge with us. And we know you've touched thousands of lives, and we hope that through this initiative of our podcast, there are many more who get influenced with your tips and strategies that you have shared.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my views with you. I have many more. Next time, let's meet again. I'll share more views.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And as you all know, it's National Mathematics Day on the 22nd of December. And this special podcast is dedicated to celebrating the extremely wonderful work of all the mathematicians in the world and the great mathematician Ramanujan, whose its birthday is on the 22nd. Thank you, everyone. And I'll be back next week with another podcast episode. Stay tuned.
Thank you.